Okay, Jeremy here, Jeeps Unlimited, 303-666-9020. Again, that's 303-666-9020. You can view this frame and others like it on our website, which is jeepsunlimited.net. Again, that's jeepsunlimited.net. And we are currently doing our own deliveries. We're still doing freight, but we hired a driver, and he's actually helping us do our deliveries. So you can definitely get it that way, which is kind of the white glove service, or we can ban it to a pallet and ship it the old way. Doesn't really matter to us. Some people just kind of prefer that personal touch. So anyway, this is a 2015 Jeep Wrangler JK two-door. This is a unbent, non-wrecked frame. It has been spec'd and it is spec'd for true straightness, yada yada yada. And it's yeah, it's clean. It's got a couple spots on it where the paints wore off and started scaling a little bit. So typically what we do is we'll put a coat of paint on it, unless you're going to be sandblasting it. And if you do that, just let us know, and we won't do that because it's kind of a waste of time and material, and it's a pain, more of a pain for whoever's blasting. So but we like to do that anyway because a lot of people do just bolt these frames on and go. Most of the black you see is the factory paint. Well, it's all factory paint. If you see black, Gunnison, move. Sorry, come on. He always likes to be the center of attention, so it's all right. Just don't get in the way. All right, so we're looking at the underside right now. It's kind of helpful if you've taken one apart and want to see what it looks like, or about to take one apart and want to see what it looks like. So you can use this as a reference to help you out on your build, or if you need a frame, this is a good frame to buy. So I'm just going to kind of go over it from here, and then Ray's going to help me flip this thing over, and I'll show you the top side and get some photos of it. This is the infamous area that they like to crunch. So if you've had a front end collision or bought a Jeep and that was hitting the front, more than likely these horns here are probably bent. As you can see, this one is not. It's in good shape. In the past, if we've gotten one that's been hit in the rear, we'll cut the fronts, but typically on a good solid frame like this, we do not. If you do not want the rest of this frame and decide you want to buy this, but you only need this front part, we would be happy to cut it out, but we won't cut it and salvage this frame out unless that's something you do after you purchase it, and then we don't really care what you do from there. It will save you on freight costs, and it does save you on labor. If that's all that's wrong with yours, it's pretty easy to weld that one in place, and it is an option. But again, we're selling you the whole frame. We can cut whatever after you've bought it and go from there. Let's go ahead and flip this guy over, Ray, and make sure he does all the heavy lifting here. Don't hurt yourself. These aren't like the old frames. They're a lot heavier. Let's drag it back just so we don't get that shadow effect on this guy. That should be it, yeah. So here's top side. Again, you can see that it's not bent, but we measured them just to make sure. And this actually Jeep had 52K on it. It was rolled on its side, so it was a pretty good part out, actually. We got quite a bit of good parts off this guy. We still have quite a few parts left, so the motor's still available. 52K on that guy. The tranny sold. That was a manual, and T-case I believe is still available. Front axle sold. Rear axle still available. Okay, but that's neither here nor there. You're obviously looking at a frame now. So this is top side again. Use it as a reference, or if you need a frame, this is a good frame for you. And just kind of go over it just like I did the bottom. So the lines that you see here, the brake lines, those should all be in good shape. It's just a bonus we give you. They get bent, you know, we'll do our best to kind of get them zip tied down so they don't get bent. But you know, we try to help out where we can on that stuff. Plus, it's really hard to ship those, so we'd rather just give them to somebody and help them out. So, okay, again, 303-666-9020. This is the part here that's notorious to rub a little bit on the body. You can kind of see it up. This is where your fuel tank goes. Your first cross member here. You can notice the rest of the frame doesn't really have that. It's just an area that likes to trap moisture. So again, we usually will paint these, but if it was me, and knowing that these are the areas that do like to rust out in them, I would hit this with a pretty good rust prevention, either a Port 15, or you can even just do the Rust-Oleum, has some good products, just to, you know, kind of help with that, or line it. You can do that. You just got to make sure if you line it, you have to get all of the air out of them, because if you line it and it traps anything, it will trap moisture. So, but anyway, those are those areas there. Yeah, so again, 303-666-9020, 2015. This will work pretty much from 07 to 18. There are some subtle differences on the early years, but as far as body mounts, axle mounts, all that jazz, they're all the exact same. So you'll be good to go. We list them as what we know they are from the factory, so this will be listed, I think, as a 12 to 18. It could be 11, but again, if you have an early Jeep, you know, they will work. We've done it before. So I think that's it. JeepsUnlimited.net, and we appreciate your time.